In this lecture, we are going to talk about the processes according to which English words are created and formed. We know that the English language, as any other language in the world, has more than 1 million words. So, where do they come from? Where do all these words come from? So, we are going to talk about the processes of creating words in the English language. We are going to talk about 6 processes, although we have more than that, but we concentrate on the main ones. The first one is borrowing, then compounding, derivation, invention, and it is also called coinage, clipping, and acronymy. Let's take these processes one by one. The first process is called borrowing. Borrowing means taking words from other languages, and by using these words in everyday speech continuously, they will be added to the dictionaries of that language. English has a lot of words that are borrowed from other languages. The reasons behind borrowing might be invasion, when English invaded other countries or it was invaded by other countries. Both countries will borrow words from each other because of direct contact between them, between people of both countries. Or by trade, when merchants travel to other countries for trade, they will borrow some words from those countries, or even by immigration, when people immigrate to other countries, taking with them their language and borrowing some words from that country they immigrated to. So these are the reasons behind borrowing, but the process of borrowing means taking some words from other languages, and after a period of time, these words are going to be part of that language. Let's have some examples of words that are borrowed from other languages into English language. Chauffeur. This word comes from French into English, so it is not an English word. However, we can find it in the English dictionary because it is a borrowed word and it is used in English. Its origin is French. Campus. Campus is a Latin word, like the university campus. So campus is a word that is originally Latin. However, you can find it in the English dictionary because English people use it. Guru. Guru means the mental teacher, the spiritual teacher, and it comes from Hindi language. It is not English, it is borrowed into English. English people use this word. That is why it is added to their dictionary. Sheikh. Sheikh comes from Arabic. It means sheikh. It is added to the English language, but its origin is Arabic. Alcohol. Alcohol is also an Arabic word. Kuhul. It is added to the English dictionary, but its origin is Arabic because it is a borrowed word. You have some other examples on page 121 and they are required. So all of these words are borrowed, and many other words are borrowed from other languages into English language. Although they become part of the English language, however, their origin is not English. That is why we call them borrowed words. The process is called borrowing, and the words are called borrowed words. The second process is called compounding. In compounding, we join 2 or more free forms together to make a new word. We create a new word by the process of compounding. This new word is called a compound word. Remember, compound words are of 3 types, according to how they are written. Open compounds, in which there is a space between the parts of a compound word. Closed compounds in which there is no space between the parts of a compound word, and hyphenated compounds. There is a hyphen between the parts of a compound word. So the process is called compounding, and the result of this process are words which are called compound words. Let's have some examples of compound words. Breakfast. Breakfast is a compound word that consists of two free forms, a break and fast, and it becomes a breakfast. Now, in this word, we have two forms joined together to make a compound word by the process of compounding, and it is a closed compound because there is no space between the two parts of this compound word. Downpour. Down and pour. This is a compound word that consists of two free forms, down and pour, and it is a closed compound. Devil may care. This word, by the way, it is one word. This word is a compound word. It is an adjective. It consists of three parts that are separated by a hyphen, so it is a hyphenated compound. And it is created by the process of compounding. Devil may care means reckless, a reckless person, a careless person. It is an adjective. Blue-eyed, it consists of blue and eye. This is an adjective also. It is a hyphenated compound, and it is used to describe a person who has blue eyes. We call it a blue-eyed person, a blue-eyed girl. Put on is also a compound word that is resulted from the process of compounding. It consists of two parts, put and on, but it is an open compound because there is a space between the two parts of a compound word. Cornflakes. Cornflakes is a compound word that consists of two parts, two free forms, corn and flakes. It is a closed compound because there is no space between the two parts of the compound word, corn and flakes. They are written together. And notice that sometimes we have ed, like in blue-eyed, s, like in cornflakes. It doesn't matter. What is important in compound words is that they consist of two or more free forms. That is why we call them compound words. The third process is called derivation. By derivation, we create new words by adding derivational affixes to bases, free or bound bases. Each time we add a derivational affix to a base, whether to a free base or a bound base, we are forming a new word. Remember that derivational affixes sometimes change the part of a speech. So, when we add a derivational affix, we change the word from one part of a speech to another, which means that we create a new word. And sometimes they do not change the part of a speech, they simply change the meaning. Still, we create a new word with a slight different meaning, which means that a new word is created by the process of derivation. So each time a derivational affix is added to a free or a bound base, a new word is created by the process of derivation. Most complex words result from the process of derivation. The process is called derivation, and the words are called complex words. But remember that complex words that are resulted from the process of derivation consist of a free or a bound base plus derivational affixes only, because inflectional affixes never change the part of a speech or the meaning of the word. So adding inflectional affixes do not create any word in English. The word remains the same, but its grammaticality is going to change. We do not create new words by adding inflectional affixes. Only derivational affixes create new words. That is why the process is called derivation. And the derivational affixes are responsible for creating new words in language each time we add a new derivational affix to English words. An example is the word act. It is a free base. It's a verb. When we add the derivational prefix re to this verb, it becomes react. React is also a verb, so we do not change the part of speech here, but there is a change in meaning between act and react. So here we create a new word with a different meaning. In action, we add the derivational suffix tion to act. We change the verb into a noun, so this is a new word. In active, we add the derivational suffix ive to act to change it into an adjective, and this is also a new word. In activate, we add the ate, the derivational suffix ate to active to make it a verb again. So here we create a new word again. So each time we add a derivational affix, whether a prefix or a suffix, we create a new word in language. Another example is fame. Fame is a base. It is a free base, and it is a noun. When we add the derivational suffix ous, it turns into an adjective. So we create a new word by adding the derivational suffix ous. Fame, famous. Person is a noun. When we add the derivational suffix al, it is changed into an adjective. Person, personal. Personality is a noun. So we create a new word by adding ity to personal, the derivational suffix ity. Notice that al changed the noun into an adjective, and ity changed the adjective into a noun. So we create words by adding derivational affixes. An example of a bound base is clude. Clude is a bound base. It is not a free base because it cannot be uttered alone with meaning. It needs to be attached to bound morphemes. Adding derivationals, prefixes, or suffixes to clude means that we create new words. For example, include. We add a derivational prefix in to clude to form a verb which is called include. Another derivational prefix is ex. When we add this derivational prefix to clude, we create another word, exclude. So we create new words by adding derivational affixes to bound bases also, just like the free bases. Whether we add derivational affixes to bound bases or to free bases, we create new words by the process of derivation.